Hey, ladies. Yay, this is fun when everyone jumps on. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. I know this is a crazy time for you, Allie, so thanks for jumping on. And for all of you East Coasters, is it 4 o'clock there?
Y'all can't hear me, can you?
Now I can. Awesome. Okay. I think everyone's on. We got Jesse, Michelle. What happened to Jill? Did she disappear?
Wow. Text her.
Hopefully just she jumps on. Okay. Yay, Megan's jumping in. I actually have some stuff to say, so it's exciting when people jump on, but I also get a little bit nervous. Like sometimes I'm much better at just talking to a camera versus seeing faces. So hopefully this will be good. There's Megan.
Okay.
Reach up for it.
Okay. Jill, I see you.
Perfect. I couldn't hear you guys, so that's why I got off.
I was like, what happened? Okay. I'm gonna get sidetracked because I'm gonna keep checking people when people come in. Hopefully we'll get a few more. Oh, US only, you guys. Metallics just restocked.
Oh, did they?
Just so y'all know. I know people have been looking for this. Okay, so I'm gonna mute everybody or have you guys mute yourself. And we're gonna dig into this real quick. I only have 20 minutes because I've got to get kids and I want to give us a little bit of time to chat and say some things. So there's gonna be a couple times I'm gonna have you guys unmute and we're gonna chat about some things. But I was trying to figure out kind of what to chat on today and just kind of, I don't know. I'm always, when I get to this point, I'm like, what is going to be the best thing for our team? What can we really, really use right now? And I know we can use Instagram training and we could use all these little things. But I think in this business, really mindset is the biggest thing. That's going to make or break you. Because if you could be doing well, but if your mindset's off, you're not thinking you're doing well. And so then you're down on yourself, right? You could be doing not so well. And if your mindset's off, you're going to give up right before it's about to explode, right? And so there's just a couple things that I just felt really kind of passionate to talk about because I think we're in a crazy season right now. We're in a season where we're doing really well. There's a lot of pieces turning. Some of you guys have a lot of parties. We're doing this men's thing. We're doing this. We're trying to come up with things. And so it can feel a little overwhelming and it can feel like a lot. And if you got big goals, it might seem like you're not pushing hard enough or doing enough. And I just want to encourage you guys that it's all consistency and small little actions. And if you show up every day, it's going to keep working for you and it's going to happen if you show up every day. So I titled this, Change How You Think About Change, just because I really want us to figure out, there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of things happening. So let's change how we think about change because it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Okay. So there's a quote. I have a mentor and I spent a year and a half with him when I was with my other company. And he really helped me through this mindset stuff. And one of the quotes that he said a lot is, our limiting beliefs are constantly looking for a story to justify our fears and excuses. Okay, I'm going to say that again because I feel like that's really important and I might say it even again. Our limiting beliefs are constantly looking for a story to justify our fears and excuses. We are human and we have fears, right? And we're going to have fears. That's just part of who we are because we are human. And because of the way I think that we're created and the way that our mentality is sometimes, we're going to come up with excuses. So, I mean, tell me today, you guys, that you did not have a fear of something. Did anybody not have a fear of something today?
Like 20 minutes.
What?
20 minutes.
Ali, you didn't have a fear or you did? Sorry, unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so this kind of goes along with what you're talking about. It's like something to do with a party that happened over the weekend into today. But I had a party booked for this week, and I had talked to the hostess about how to invite as many people as you can and message people and talk about it. And you're only going to get this % of the people join, and of that, only this % will purchase. And so she said she did everything she was supposed to. 2 people joined the party. Two people joined the party. So every day, multiple times a day, I was messaging her, try to invite a few more, go through your friends list again, see if there's anyone else. Invite the people, even if you don't think they're gonna join. Like those sometimes are the people that will surprise you. And so she kept saying she was doing all those things, and still only 2 people joined the party. And so I thought, okay, do I cancel this party? Like, because it's 2 people. And I thought, well, what if one of those people is like one of my repeat buyers? What if one of those 2 people happens to be one of my repeat buyers? So I told her, I'm just going to turn it into like a little flash party and just like boom, 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 Monday and Tuesday, show some top things, and then end the party there. And just like an hour ago, one of the people messaged me, and she was like, hey, I have a $150 budget. Can you pick out a few Christmas gifts for my daughter?
Nice.
So I'm like, yeah, if I had been fearful that I wasn't going to get any orders with that party and just canceled it, I wouldn't have this $150 thing to shop for someone in this party. And then this party with 2 people.
2 people, $150.
Yeah, I'm still like in shock that, yeah.
I love it. And that's the thing, right? There's always these doubts and these fears that are going on in our head. And we have to figure out how to get out of that and how to make it to where our limiting beliefs are not taking us down, right? So I'm going to say his quote again. Our limiting beliefs are constantly looking for a story to justify our fears and excuses. And I think that's really important to justify, because we have fears and excuses, and our limiting beliefs are looking for ways to justify those fears and excuses. And we shouldn't be justifying those fears and excuses, right? We don't want to justify them. We want to remove them. We want to rethink them, and we want to like change what we're doing so that those fears and excuses aren't there and our limiting beliefs aren't affecting it. So I wanted to take like just a couple minutes, and I want you guys to throw out like, I know like what are some of our limiting beliefs? Do you guys have any that throw into your head, like some things that you're dealing with or that other people are dealing with? Like, what are some of your limiting beliefs? Just unmute and tell me.
Lack of time.
Good. Lack of time. I'm gonna write some of these down. Anyone else? Crickets.
And just being afraid to succeed, afraid of failure.
I love that one. Yep.
Not being a good leader.
Yep. Anyone else? Okay. Those are 3 really good ones. And I think that those are actually 3 huge ones that everyone deals with. Afraid of failure, not being a good leader, lack of time. And those limiting beliefs that you have are constantly looking for a reason to attach to some of those fears and excuses and change that mindset. So if we can kind of work on that and change the way we think about things, I think everything can be so different. So I'm coming from the standpoint, you guys, that you want this business to work and you're willing to put the work in. So all these things that I'm saying this from the standpoint of you're in here because you want this to work. As I've said before, you guys, this business isn't complicated. It's really simple. but it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of mindset and it takes a lot of getting out of your head. And not allowing the circumstances around us to affect what we're willing to put in and do. And that means like everything around us, whatever things are looking at. So I've already said this, and you guys have heard this multiple times, but if things are slow, what are some things that we can do? We can put a party on it. Have you guys heard me say that before? Like, put a party on it. And that's what a lot of the leaders say. And I think it's so true. Like, if you want to make a little more income, if things are super slow, get another party. Like, figure out how to get another party. Talk to more people, invite more people, make new connections. And then the thing is, you guys, I know like we want to get more people, we want to make more income, we want to grow a team. I really do believe that the more people you can talk to from your parties, that your customers are where you're going to find your people. Like, we can go out and we can do all the, on Instagram and try to get all of these different people, and that's okay. But your customers are where you're going to get your addicts from. It's where you're going to get your people who want to jump in with you. So what can we do to like go over and beyond for our customers? Like, what can we do? And I'm just throwing these ideas out there. Like, what can we do to like really help our customers feel like they're loyal to this brand, that they want to do this with us? And just knowing that it's going to take time, it might not happen overnight, but what are some things that we can do? So I just got totally sidetracked with that. Hold on. Also, it has to be the right time. And for some people, that means that they're going to have to hear it multiple times before it clicks. So do not be afraid. If somebody is like obsessed over ZYIA and they're buying from you and you've asked them, hey, you should do this with me, and they say no, does that mean no? You guys, everybody shake their head, please. That doesn't mean no, because then all of you on here wouldn't be doing this with me, right? It didn't take you like one time of somebody asking you to jump in. It took a couple. And for some people, I've got some people on my team, like I probably asked them every month and it took a year for them to jump in. I mean, that's Amy, right, Amy? It took a year. And now she's loving it. But I didn't give up. So don't give up on your people. Like, they're your people. Don't give up on them. And then don't allow your thoughts, your inner monologue, to slow you down. Can anybody attest to this? Does anybody ever struggle with this? Yes.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there were people who didn't have an inner monologue.
They're not?
Yeah,
Like-
it's crazy. There's people who don't talk to them, like hear themselves talk in their head. Isn't that crazy?
I was like,
It's a small percent, I think, but I had the same reaction when I learned that, Michelle.
my
I
mind was
had no
blown.
idea. I just assumed that the same things that went through my head went through other people's heads.
What were you going to say, Jesse? Did you have something else?
No, that was it. I'm just mind blown by that.
You guys, my inner monologue, I have to like figure out ways to quiet it down a lot, because I'll be sitting there and my daughter's talking to me and I'm having an inner monologue question with myself versus listening to my daughter. It's like such a struggle for me. And usually I'm like, stop. And she's like, what? I'm like, nothing. Okay, what were you saying? Like, my inner monologue is 24/7, and it's actually one of my biggest struggles, right? Because it's the things that I'm talking and saying to myself. And so I have to be very cautious and careful when that inner monologue starts talking, that it doesn't negatively affect me, that it doesn't take me down the wrong path. And that's in so many things. So a couple great, whoa, a bird just hit the window. My cats went flying. Okay, sorry, little distraction. A couple good quotes that I have. You guys can write these down. They're really, really good. And I forget who said them. I'll find them out for you. But actually, I think it's Craig Rochelle. He said, you can make excuses or you can make progress, but you can't make both. Okay, I'm going to say that again because I think that that's really important. You can make excuses or you can make progress, but you can't make both. I feel like that's huge, right? I feel like that's huge because we could sit here all day long and all of the things that aren't going right or aren't happening, we can make excuses for them, but then we're not going to be making progress. Or we can take all of those things and we can figure out ways to change it up and figure out a way to make progress. And then when we do that, we're not making excuses for it. And so things, you can't do both. You can't make an excuse and make progress because it doesn't work in our minds. Also, another thing that I love, another quote he said is, great leaders never cast blame. Great leaders take responsibility. And that hits me really hard because when things are going not so great in my business, I could very easily find things to blame for it. But that's not what I should be doing. A great leader is going to take responsibility. I'm going to take responsibility for what is going on in my business, and I'm going to find a way to change it. I'm going to get rid of the excuses and find a way to make progress and to change it. And I feel like if we can switch to that, there's so much power in those things. I think a lot of us are dealing with the whole COVID thing, right? I just got the email that my daughter is now home. As of tomorrow, she's no longer in school. It is going to crush her spirit. We're now back to online school. And I was praying that wasn't going to happen. It's going to affect us, right? COVID is affecting us. However, COVID is not the reason our businesses aren't doing well. And I hear this a lot in our team chats and on different things like COVID, COVID has affected people, COVID this, COVID that. COVID isn't an excuse, okay? It's there, but change how you think about change. It's something that's going to change the way we have to do things. That shouldn't affect your business because we're going to be progressing. We're not making excuses. We're making progress, right? And so I know that that's an important thing and that's a hard thing for us, but it's been on my heart lately because I don't want that to make it to where you're not pushing to move forward in your business. That's an excuse. It's not progress. There's so many things that we can do that are going to make our businesses move forward, COVID or not. Okay, so yes, Allie.
I was just gonna say, at least just thinking for me, and I don't know if it's the same for everyone else, but with those two quotes, and I was thinking it with the first one, but actually it could be applied to both as far as the excuses and progress. And just for me personally, I know that if I start to apply that in anything in my life, then the momentum kind of goes. So I know we're talking business, but if I stop making excuses around the house or with school, just everything, then it kind of grows and then it carries on to all aspects, at least for me.
100%. No, that is so not just a business thing. That is a life, that should seriously be a life motto. And I'm glad you said that because it's not just business. I'm applying it to business here, but no, it's everything. It's everything. And we have to get out of this blame mindset because it's going to change our thoughts to negative. And we don't want negativity, right? We want to progress and we want to think outside of the box. So instead, think of what are some of the things you can do to change things around. And I kind of posted that today in our group. And I love the fact that we have Maddie who's doing a text party, right? We've got Megan who's in, I love seeing her, her posts keep popping up. She's added me to this multi-vendor group she's doing. And her posts keep popping up and I love seeing that. It's a little bit outside of the box. We're about to do this men's thing. We have no clue if it's going to work, but we're going to try something new. And so here's the thing. We fail quickly, okay? We adapt immediately. So in this kind of stuff, we might fail quickly, but then we're going to adapt, right? Anytime there's a failure, we're going to adapt. And when we're doing something new, is it going to be a risk? Yes, it's always going to be a risk. There's no guarantees. And sometimes it's going to pay off And sometimes it's not going to, but that's okay because we're moving forward and we're thinking progressively and we're trying to do new things. Another quote is crisis moves all of us out of our comfort zone. And I love that quote because we can either sit and give up when there's a crisis that happens, or we can do something differently and make something different. So, couple last things. What we focus on expands. All right. So, we're not going to eliminate fears. Like, fear is there. We're not going to eliminate it. But we can focus not on the fears, and we can feed our faith and focus on hope, right? We can feed the good things and focus on that. What you don't give attention to shrinks. So if we're not going to give attention to all of these negative things, then things are going to shrink. And so those are just some of the biggest things that I have on here. And so what are you doing to grow, and what are you doing to work on your mindset? I want you guys to think about that, and I want you to like really think about that this week. What are you doing to grow? What are you doing to work on your mindset? John Maxwell says, it occurred to me that if you focus on goals, you may hit goals, but that doesn't guarantee growth. If you focus on growth, you will grow and always hit goals. And I love that because yes, I say goal, set a goal, set a goal, set a goal. But if you're not working on your growth and who you are as a person and your mindset, then you may not hit these goals. But if you're working on those things and you're working to change and become a better person and work on, all of these things that we're talking about in here, then you're going to grow. And when you grow, you'll hit goals. That's all I got for you. Anybody got anything to say? Feel free to unmute. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've got anything else, that's kind of my just throw out there.
Yeah, I feel like everything you said hit home. And I this morning I knew what my mindset's been off. So I got up this morning and finished Listen Sisters. And then I wrote a bunch of affirmations down because I was like, I need to reframe the way my brain's thinking because I need to start this week on a better note and stop making excuses and stop focusing on those negative things and get back to the positive and believing in myself. So it definitely helped to reshift my mindset by writing it down for sure.
Yeah, I think that's key. Writing stuff down and taking a second to create that perspective, right? And to be like, okay, wait, things are off. What do I do to change it? And I think that's good. Anyone else have anything?
I think my mindset was kind of not great last month. And I think what helped me a lot was just kind of soaking up. I kept talking to Jesse about it and kind of soaking up all of that. So even this, continuing to soak up that, remember to focus on good things and keep pushing on, other avenues. And I feel like this month has been much better for me. But even though it has in a monetary sense, it actually has been overall, I've just felt a lot better about, a lot of things, but also the business side of things. I just feel like there's a lot more growth than just that monetary side. So I definitely recognize that focus on growth and not just your goals. Good. That resonates with me.
And I think in our businesses, right, I think we're such emotional creatures, and especially we as women, we're emotional. And so our businesses are not always going to be like this, right? We're not always going to hit 5,000 in sales. We're not always going to recruit. We're not it's not always going to be, it's going to be like this. But you have to have that level balance. You can't emotionally go like this too. If your business is taking a little dip, you can't take a dip too. You have to you need to always be growing and working on your mindset. So even in the dips, if your business is down here, you're going because then it's going to help it grow up, right? The last 2 months, my sales have been lower than any months that I've had. And I could totally get on myself, but my goal wasn't sales. My goal is to help you guys right now. And I have to keep reminding myself that because it's a struggle for me. And this month, my sales are up and that's exciting. And it goes like this, it's ebbs and flows, but I didn't give up last month. Like I pushed and I booked more parties and now it's going again. And so I feel like if we can just keep our growth mindset going up, then when our business is going up and down, we're not going up and down with it. Because that's when it gets dangerous. Because if you're going down when your business is going down, it's really hard to push and get it to go back up. Like it kind of just keeps going until you can get your mindset right. All right, anybody else? Got like 2 more minutes. Okay. I hope that was helpful. You guys are amazing. I love this team so much. Like, seriously, I hope you all know. Like, I talk about you all the time. I'm grateful and thankful for you, like, more than you'll ever know. And I'm excited to see where we grow and where we go. So keep pushing, keep working on that mindset because everything is going to come. It's going to come. All right. I got to go get kids. We got to run around all day long. So I love y'all and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait. Oh, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. I was going to take a picture. I'll take a picture later. Of the recording. I always do that. I'm ever in. I'll take a picture of the recording.
Hi, Kim. Thank you.